Hello and welcome to another Raggy's craft beer review. Well, this isn't actually a craft beer, mind you, it's a trad beer. So, new into Sainsbury's is this fella. So this is Amber Ale. Tastes different. Now what Sainsbury's are doing, and there's obviously more to it than meets the eye, they are massively increasing their taste difference beer range. And I'll tell you what, the way they're doing it, I can see there being 20 or 25 different beers that are taste difference at this range, at this rate. So it says here, roasted malt caramel and subtle floral notes. Can't find me blooming doodah. Oh no. So a traditional amber ale with full malt flavours and an underlying balance, or whatever it is, of caramel notes with a pleasant floral hop aftertaste from the Cascade Amarillo and Styrian Goldings hop. Brewed and bottled in the heart of Dorset, the ale pairs well with a juicy quarter pounder and fries. Get in. So, taste is roasted malt, subtle caramel and floral notes, 4.5%. Made by Hall and Woodhouse, aka Badger Beers. They seem to be doing quite a bit of this recently, this contract brewing, also for Audi as well. So, you know, that their range of beers. I'm actually glad there's no glass on this, because the American IPA that I had yesterday exploded on me, glass everywhere. 5 cuts on my hands, one on my arm. Yeah. Yeah, God knows why it did. Maybe a Duff bottle. Maybe a bit of over carbonation there. I don't know. So amber pour. That looks a bit copper to me, but there you go. Massive carbonation going off, as you can see. It looks a crystal clear pour, 1 centimetre of head, and the price is right. You know, about £1.65, or was it £1.80? Something along them lines. Malty. Certainly a floral nose on it. Quite a spicy, dry beginning as well. Oh, oh, that's nice. After a day at work, to come home, and I did a longer day today as well. So, after a day at work, to come home and trough down a nice pint, it's just what's needed. Love the artwork on there, the lighthouse. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, this by Sainsbury's. I did, while I was there 7 years ago, I did say to them at the time, what you need is a Sainsbury's mixed box of Sainsbury's taste difference beers. And I mean, at one stage we were putting beers on £1 a bottle, and usually Spitfire, because Spitfire sells incredibly well. They don't do that now. You know, you don't see that now. I don't think even Shepherd and Neame can bring out a bottle for a quid and sell it in this day and age. You know, especially with the cost of electricity and that. It's going to be interesting with the world of brewing, where hot liquor tanks and that, and whether you need to, and this is something I'll bring up in a coffee with Raggy, but about double mashing, double brewing to save on the cost of reheating the water back up. Obviously, it depends if you've got the fermentation capacity to do that. But yeah, nonetheless, interesting. Ooh. So, love a good traditional beer. Obviously, as we know, most traditional beers, it's more about subtle than full on, belt you in the face flavours. Certainly tasting nice. It's got a lovely taste to it. Amber ale. So I can't remember if Spitfire's classed as an amber ale. I mean, Bombardier was an amber at one stage. I'm sure they used to call it amber. I forget. You know, sometimes you drink that many beers and you don't really take a lot of notice of certain beers. And certain beers, to be fair, certain beers have, you just don't go back to. So, like most beers, you know, this will be interesting to see how it takes off. Like I say, glad I got it. I'm glad I'm trying all these new Sainsbury's beers. My old workplace, I had a good time there for the most part. I'd say for 3.5 years out of the 5, they were really good times. And then there was a few times when managers are pushing words into your mouths and yeah, and trying to bully you to go in on tills, and not taking into account anything about, you know, your mental health. And they actually bullied people out of a job. There were several people who worked with me who the tills was a step too far. They were great on the shop floor, but the tills was a step too far. And that makes me laugh because most supermarkets now have got a load of these self-scan tills. There are less checkout people now, so they've got rid of a load of checkout people anyway. So yeah, not mad keen on them. So I do suffer from prickly heat, hence the itching. I haven't took any tablets today, so I need to take some tablets. So I apologise to anyone who thinks I've got fleas. Hopefully I haven't, but you never know. Oh dear. Hoping to set my new phone up tonight. I've got my new phone, so I'm going to set that up and see how it goes, you know, with internet. So there might be some tests, internet tests. Cheeky live, you know, but you never know. Can't promise anything because issues, bloody issues. So multi-floral, hint of spice on there. Really nice tasting beer. Totally enjoyed that. Out of 5, a good 4.3. Yeah, very enjoyable. Brewed by Hall and Woodhouse, Badger's Beers. They know how to brew beer. They are an exceptional modern traditional beer maker. So, you know, you'd be very confident with this beer. It's got good taste to it. Tastes absolutely spot on. And I did say 4.3, didn't I? Yeah. Numbers, scores don't really matter because in the grand scheme of things, it was a nice tasting beer, you know, because it's very difficult with numbers because it's just a random number that comes into your head. The fact of the matter is it tastes nice and it's well worth a try. So there you go. And that's it for this review. I'm going to go back up the arse, get a fleece on. Got the aircon on in the front room because it's a bit chilly today. Proper drop the temperatures have. It's only 19 degrees upstairs. So, and downstairs is a bit cooler. So obviously here we go. depending on where you live and what you live in and what your heating is, it's going to be squeaky bum time. Oh, not looking forward to this winter, not at all. Although we have been prepared for it for a long time, haven't we? You know, and I suppose it is what it is. We shall see. We shall see. Thank you for watching. See you soon.